Hi everyone at Osborne Clarke, my name's Leanne and I'm back here with another sequence for you today. I wanted to offer something that's shorter today and to complement that in 2 weeks' time with doing a longer practice. So today's practice is going to be just 30 minutes of a little bit of breathing at the beginning and a little bit of spinal movement throughout the practice as well. So I wanted to make sure that I've given quite a bit of variety in terms of the styles and practices that we do, but I notice how they're all quite a similar length here. So this is really good if you want to just wake yourself up, to energise yourself after a busy day or in the middle of your day as well. So yeah, whenever you're ready, you can come into a comfortable seated position and we'll just start here to roll out the shoulders a couple of times here. And we're taking large sweeping circles here so that we really draw the shoulders up to the ears, we roll them all the way down the back, and you might choose to take your hands to your shoulders and use your elbows to make circles with as well. And this just helps here to open out the fascia across the chest, into the lats and armpits. Perfect. And once we've taken a few of those, you're going to roll everything up, back and down just one more time. And either bring the eyes to a close or to be nice and soft and heavy. And just for a few moments here, we're just going to be with our breath, to notice the breath and how it feels, to remove yourself away from any external stimuli, and to really relax into the body and settle into the body. And we often don't spend that much time inhabiting our bodies on a day-to-day basis, which is why yoga is so good at placing us in our bodies and getting out of our heads. I'm going to start here to take a few deep breaths. So I'd love you to take a lovely deep inhale by nose. And with a sigh out the mouth, let it go. Big inhale in by nose. Sigh all the way out. And last one here, we're going to take one more. I want you to make it really big, energizing breath and let it all go. And then just start here to breathe in and out by nose, to start to feel and notice the breath around the nose, around the throat, chest or abdomen. Notice the breath of air crossing across the upper part of your lip. Maybe notice your body expand and contract in time with your breath. Just for a couple of minutes here, we're going to be in stillness, focusing in on the breath. And in a few breaths' time, I'm going to count your breaths for both the inhale and the exhale, with the aim of slightly elongating our breath, which will help in this instance, the way I'm going to explain it, the way I'm going to guide you, to deepen it and to energize you here. Start to sink in with me whenever you're ready. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling as you were, and this time let it go, a sigh out the mouth. And let yourself just return back to breathing in and out by nose here. Just for a couple more breaths here. Last one. On your next exhale out by nose, I'd love you to lower down your chin towards your chest so that you start to feel a stretch across the back of the neck. And inhale, lift the chin all the way up towards the ceiling. As you do this, feel free to send the chest forward. Exhaling, round through the spine, curve the chin in towards the chest. And inhale, lift the chin up towards the ceiling, open up the chest. Last one here, exhale, round through the spine, chin to chest. And inhale here, lift the chest as you lift the chin up towards the ceiling. Exhale, return the spine to neutral, chin facing forward. You can open up your eyes if you haven't done so already. And on your next inhale, sweep your hands out wide to the side and lift them all the way upwards towards the ceiling. Reach and lengthen out of your waistline. And exhale, take that left hand all the way over towards the right knee and take the right hand behind you like a second spine. Every new exhale, start to just deepen the twist a little bit more, gazing over the right shoulder. 2 more breaths here. Last one here. Inhale, come back to center, take your hands all the way alongside your ears. And exhale here, take right hand to left knee and taking the left hand behind you. Every exhale, just see if you might twist a little bit deeper here. Gazing over the left shoulder, 2 more breaths here. Good, last one here. Inhale, come all the way back up to center, arms up to the ceiling. Take hold of your fingers, interlace them, and just start to take little side bends over from one side to the other. So when moving the spine in today's practice, we're going to be practicing moving it in a twisting motion, flexing forward, extending back, and also including these side-to-side stretches as well. So we should have a full 360-degree movement of the spine here. When you've done an equal amount on both sides, come all the way back up to center and gently release your hands all the way down to your knees and just start here to circle your body weight here in one direction. So you can start off fairly stiff at the time, so you don't need to make this particularly fluid, just starting off in general circles. But then you can start to maybe add a bit more fluidity to there. So what I mean by that is starting to maybe move one shoulder and then the other. You might start to send the chest forward as you come forward and then round through the spine as you go back here. We're going to do a couple more circles in this direction. Good. Before making this next one here, our last one here, come all the way back and reverse. Really start to make this more fluid now. See if you can get your chin a little bit closer to the floor each time that you fold. For 2 more rotations here. Good. And we make this next one our last one here. Inhale, come all the way up to an all fours position. We will to seated first and then to an all fours position. So if you were sitting on a cushion, just pop it to one side. We'll take that all fours position, but taking the knees just a touch wider than our hips. Exhale, sit all the way back to a child's pose. Reach your hands to the very far front of the mat here. Grip the fingertips to the mat, and on your inhale by nose, come up to all fours. Part your toes so they come wider than the mat and let the hips press forward. Exhale, send the hips all the way back. They might even touch your heels, child's pose. Inhale by nose, come all the way forward. Separate the feet as you spread the legs wide and open up the chest. Exhale, push the hips all the way back, let the spine relax. 2 more like this. Inhaling to come forward. Exhaling here to come back. And inhaling here to come forward. Exhaling here to come back. Nicely done. Once you're back in your child's pose, take a little sway of your hips from side to side, just so that you start to tease out the lower back here. Good. And on your next inhale, come all the way up to an all fours position. Bring your knees now underneath your hips. Take your left hand to your left temple and inhale, send the left elbow high up towards the sky. Exhale, drop that elbow down towards the right wrist. Inhaling here, lift elbow to sky. Exhaling here, take it down to the wrist. This time as you let the left hand come up all the way to the ceiling. Exhale, thread that right hand through the gap between right hand and right knee. Inhale, lift the left hand all the way up. Exhale here, reach that left hand through the gap between your right hand, your right knee. Reach with all your might for 2 more breaths. Last one here. Inhale the left hand back to center. And then on your next breath in, send the right hand to right temple as you lift the right elbow high. Exhale, right elbow touches left wrist. Inhale, right elbow high. Exhale, elbow touches wrist. This time the arm extends all the way up towards the ceiling as you inhale. Exhale, thread it through. And inhale, reach it all the way up. Exhale, thread it through and hold. Really reach those fingertips away from you on the left hand side. 3 more breaths. 2 more. Last one here. Inhale, bring your right hand all the way back to an all fours position here. And then from here, tuck all 10 of your toes under. Lift your hips up towards the sky. We come and find our downward facing dog here. In your downward facing dog, feel free to take a little pedal out the feet one by one. Gripping fingertips into the mat here, you're going to focus on elongating the spine by really pressing through the hands here. And then I want you to start as you bend one knee to look underneath the opposite armpit and just to swap over and start to look underneath the opposite armpit. So you're just switching your gaze over to the armpit of whichever leg you're not bending. Good. Come all the way back to center here, step your feet a little bit wide and hip width apart, and take your right hand off the mat and take it all the way to the outer left leg. Use your right arm to help to pull your gaze underneath and hold here for 3. Keep on breathing in and out by nose for 2 more breaths. Last one. Replace that right hand all the way down, come back to center. And when you're ready, send that left hand to the outer right leg and really encourage yourself to draw closer. Hold here for a couple of breaths, in and out by nose. Hold here for 2. Last one here. Release the left hand all the way down. Find your downward facing dog again. And inhale, send the right leg nice and high. Exhale, step the right foot in between the hands. Come onto your runner's lunge here. Looking forward, you're going to take a couple of rocks here. Forward and back. Forward and back. And forward and back here. And then placing that left hand flat on the mat, inhale, send the right hand nice and high, twisted lunge. Really press through that left hand, look up towards your right hand, hold here for 3 breaths. Hold here for 2. Last one here, release your right hand down all the way to the inside of the right foot and take a quarter turn here to the left hand side of your mat. You're going to bend deeply into your right knee. Maybe your hips stay high or maybe they lower down to this kind of level as we start to come into our side lunge position. Now you might be thinking this is not very spinal necessarily. We're going to make it that way. Place your right hand onto the floor, or if you're higher up, you can always place your right forearm onto your right thigh. Inhale, whichever option you choose, send the left hand high towards the sky. Now we should feel it here into the lower back. You're also going to be feeling an additional stretch into the inside of the left leg for 3 more breaths. Holding here for 2. Last one here. Sweep your left hand all the way down to the mat and swap over to the other side. So you're coming into your side lunge on your left hand side here. Feel free to adjust your hips higher or lower as needed. Left hand on the ground. Inhale, we send the right hand high. And we're opening out our chest to the ceiling as we do so. Maybe remember that left forearm is on your left thigh instead. Hold here for 2 more breaths. Last one here. Exhale, sweep the right hand all the way down and take a quarter turn to what will probably be the back of your mat. And bring your hands all the way to the inside of the left foot here. Inhale, send the left hand high towards the sky. Come and find that twisted lunge. Gaze all the way up towards your left fingertips here. Press through the right hand. 3 more breaths here. 2 more. Good. Last one here. Sweep the left hand all the way down to the inside of the left foot. You're now going to take a quarter turn to the middle of your mat here and bring your feet in parallel with one another. Slightly shorter stance, so they're coming underneath your hips here. Bend into the knees and forward fold. So look all the way down through the backs of the legs, or at the back of the room through the legs, I should say. And just take a little nod of your head yes here, a little shake of your head no. Feel free to add a little bit of softness and bounce to the knees as you just allow yourself to almost be shaken out like a carpet or something like that. Continuing here to breathe in and out by nose, draw your belly button in towards your spine and slowly start to roll all the way up to standing, 1 vertebra at a time. Once you do come to a more upright position, roll your shoulders up towards your ears, down your back. Turn your palms to face out. Inhale, reach the hands all the way high towards the sky. Reach up and out of your waistline at the top, and then exhale, start to bend, start to reach your hands out by your side, bring them all the way down here, bend into the knees, touch into chest and roll all the way back down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling slowly, even more slowly than you did last time, start to roll up. Only when chin comes away from the chest at the very top do you start to reach your hands out wide and high to the sky. Reach at the very, very top and then exhale, take them all the way out wide. Bend your knees, soften chin to chest. And last one here, inhale, start to rise up. Nice and slow, 1 vertebra at a time. Roll your shoulders up and down your back and inhale, raise the hand nice and high. And this time slightly different. I want you to separate your feet slightly wider than hip width apart here. Reach your hands all the way back behind you and interlace them. Bend into the knees here. Inhale, send the chest up towards the ceiling. So you're really interlacing the palms as closely together as possible. You feel this lovely back bend into the spine. Maybe choosing to look up, looking down, or maybe even looking forward. Holding here for 3 breaths. In and out by nose. Last one here. Gently release yourself back to a neutral spine and relax your hands to your lower back. And on your next inhale, take your hands out wide to the side, lift them up. And exhale, come to a forward fold. Good. Bring your hands all the way down to the mat here. I'd love you to bend into your right knee and straighten your left leg before inhaling, sending the left hand high towards the sky. Not only feeling that elongation in the left lower back, but also into the outer left leg. And then exhale, sweep that left hand down. Bend into the left knee. Inhale, send the right hand high. Look all the way up towards the right fingertips if possible. And then exhale, sweep the right hand all the way down. Bring yourself onto your hands and your knees. And tuck all 10 of your toes under. Keep them tucked here as we come into our toe squat position. So you can always bring your feet a little bit narrower so that the heels almost come to touch here. We're making sure that the toes are tucked under to stretch the undersides of the feet. Whilst we're doing that though, to take it into the spine, we're going to work into the neck. So I'd love you to bring your right hand behind you and then hold on to it with your left wrist and to draw the hands all the way down your back here. You can then take your your left ear to your left shoulder so that you feel the stretch here on the back of the neck. Good, nicely done. You can then relax back up to center, swap over the grip on the wrists, draw the arms all the way down before bringing right ear to right shoulder so the left hand side of the neck gets a stretch. And then coming all the way back up to center, you can then release yourself by coming up to a high kneeling position and release the hands. Untuck the toes here where you are and spread the knees a little bit wider now than hip width apart. Press your hips forward and take your hands to your lower back here, imagining that you're putting them into jeans pockets of a high-waisted pair of jeans. I'd like you to draw your elbows together here, and as we come into our camel posture here, we're going to take it breath by breath. On your next exhale, I'd love you to squeeze your hips forward. And on your next inhale, see if you can lengthen your spine. And exhale, just draw your elbows together a little bit more. Inhale, can we sit up even taller and just start to take the gaze up. Exhale, can we press the hips even more forward. Inhaling, squeeze your glutes. Exhaling, lift your gaze a little bit more. Inhaling, lengthening your spine. Exhaling, squeezing your glutes even more. And last one here, you might stay as you are, breathing in and out by nose, maybe taking your gaze upwards, up to the ceiling, maybe looking all the way behind you, holding here for 3 breaths, squeezing the glutes continuously for 2. Last one here. On an exhale breath, very carefully look forwards to come to center in neutral spine to begin. We'll come and sit down in a kneeling position or cross-legged if you prefer, just to come back here to your breath. It's quite common for a little bit of overwhelming sensation to come up in this posture. Couple of breaths, it just starts to dissipate. Very carefully here, rock forward to an all fours position, cross at the ankles so that you can roll over them. Whenever you're ready, scoot your feet to the front of the mat here. Bring your glutes with you and come to lie down with control, 1 vertebra at a time, and bring your knees here in towards your chest. Rocking your knees from side to side here, you might just start to feel a nice massage into the lower back, outer hips. And then taking your hands to your knees, come to center and just start to make circles with your knees in one direction. Anyone will do. Feel free to make the circles as big as possible. Let the spine move with its connection on the floor. So that the knees come closer, generally the spine will be more connected. As the knees move further away, you'll lose some of that connection to the mat. Let's reverse the circles and take them around the other way here. Maybe seeing if you can make the circles a little bit wider, a little bit bigger. Good, last one. And then from here, squeeze your knees in towards your chest and lift your head, your neck, your shoulders off the mat. And just see if you can touch your forehead to your knees. Maybe even taking your hands a little bit lower down towards the shins and just seeing if you can lift up and off. You might just take tiny little rocks from side to side here, just to massage that very midpoint of the back around the waistline. And then gently release yourself all the way down to the mat, but keep your knees in towards your chest. You can take your arms into a cactus position, nice and wide out to the side, or if you want to, up and over your head. Whichever position you're choosing though, you are making sure that your arms stay connected to the mat here. And on your next exhale, we're going to lower the knees all the way over to the left hand side here, and take the gaze over towards our right shoulder. Let's use the left hand to guide the right leg down a little bit further. And that might just create an extra bit of sensation across the right lower back in particular. Take a few breaths here, in and out by nose. Good, and then release your left hand all the way back. Inhale, draw the knees to center. Exhale here, float all the way over to the right hand side. Take the gaze over your left shoulder. You can take your right hand to just draw your left leg down a little bit further here. That might just create a little bit of extra sensation here around the lower back. 2 more breaths here, in and out by nose. Last one. And coming all the way back here to center, I'd like you to bring your knees slightly wider than your hips now as you rock from side to side. And really let yourself rock all the way over to one side and then all the way over to the other. Good. Before coming back to center. And just from here, tuck your chin in towards your chest. Lift your head, neck, or just your head and neck off the floor for a couple of breaths. 3 more breaths. Continue to tuck your chin to your chest. 2 more. And then keep that tuck of your chin as you release the head down to the mat here. Float your knees, or your feet down I should say, and let them come flat on the floor. Keep that tuck of your chin. With the tuck of your chin here, I'd just like you to rock the head from side to side. Just noticing here how it targets the back of the neck a little bit more if we tuck the chin. So despite the neck not being in contact with the mat, we just start to get a little bit of a stretch here by creating that double, triple chin. And whenever you are ready to, you can bring your head to stillness here. Take as long as you want to over this. With your hands resting either on your abdomen or by your side, you can lightly knock your knees in together. And I'd like you to take this position here as a way of supporting yourself in this posture. And to stay and rest here in your Shavasana. To take time here to allow the eyelids to become heavy or closed. To take time here to notice and register the support of the ground and mat beneath you. Take a really deep breath in into your abdomen and let it go with a sigh. And we're going to repeat this again. As you breathe out this time, I'd love you to just let go and sink into the mat a little bit more. To just check in that you're not gripping into your jaw at all. Your cheeks are soft, your brow is soft, the whole of your face is soft. Take your time here to breathe however you would like to breathe, knowing that in the next few minutes there is no expectation, no requirement from yourself. Embrace this time to soak up everything we've experienced. Shavasana. Posture here. Just start to notice the points of contact that your body has with the ground beneath you. Feet, glutes, some of the lower back, shoulders, back of the head. Feel that warm embrace of the ground and the mat beneath you, supporting you in the here and the now. Take a deep breath into your abdomen and let that breath go. And on your next inhale, take your arms up and over your head and interlace them with your biceps alongside your ears. Extend your feet all the way long, point your toes. I've run out of space to do so here, but really stretch all the way from your fingertips to the very tips of your toenails. And then on your next exhale, however you're breathing, draw your knees in towards your chest. Give them a really tight embrace, rock a few times from side to side, and then roll over onto one side if you're choosing. And keeping your eyes closed or heavy, just bring yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Adjusting yourself so you're sitting up lovely and tall with your shoulders down your back. And keeping your eyes closed here, inhale, send your hands all the way up towards the ceiling. interlace them one more time and reach them all the way up to the sky. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and feel that lengthening from all the way down to the root of your tailbone up to the crown of your head. And release your fingers and reach them high and take them out wide to the side. Lift your gaze up and slowly let your arms come all the way back down here to your lap and your chin in parallel with the floor. Take a moment here to acknowledge your practice, to thank yourself for doing something for you today, and to acknowledge your body, its power, its strength, everything that it does for us both on and off the mat in our daily lives. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And whenever you're ready, you can open up the eyes and bring them all the way back into the room. Thank you everyone at Osborne Clarke for joining me today. I hope that you feel a little bit more alert, a little bit ready to go on with the rest of your day here. Like I said, in 2 weeks' time I will be back with a longer practice for you. So I'm going to be mixing things up in the month of August with different times. Of course, if you're looking for something that's an hour long, you've got lots of practices on the channel, so you can always pick up one of those if you want something longer in the meantime. I hope you have a lovely week. Enjoy the sunshine. We've got some beautiful weather ahead of us this week, and I will see you in a couple of weeks' time with another practice. Keep well and keep safe in the meantime, and thank you for watching.